ESN is a monster. It's gradually changing to its true color. Blueprints reports. For everyone following the activities of the ESN security network called ESN, the military wing of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, will not be surprised on how the movement is gradually transforming to its true colors. It is now unleashing violence and terror on the very people it claims to protect from the atrocities of Fulani herdsmen and presumably fight for their freedom to actualize the restoration of Biafra. The ESN is taking advantage of the emotional connections to the majority or large number of Igbo masses. They have succeeded in winning the support of the marginalized locals through propaganda and fake news, exploiting the inability of government to provide basic amenities and opportunities for their teeming youth. The group makes their supporters to believe that milk and honey will flow in abundance in the imaginary land they are fighting for. This was the same way Boko Haram took advantage of the administrative gaps, poverty, and religious ignorance of the locals in their initial stage to penetrate and carrying out their terrorism, while hiding between the communities who believed they were only fighting the government, which has not provided anything reasonable to them as a people, and those who believed they were fighting to uplift their religion. I wrote an article which was published in Neptune Prime in April this year, in which I said that the people of the Southeast will be counting the consequences of their indecision for years to become like our people of the Northeast if they fail to act accordingly to rapid terrorism that is gradually getting out of hand. I did not know it was this close then, but I had a series of heated conversations with some of my Igbo friends in the East who refuted my opinion that IPOB members who are now celebrated by locals posing as heroes, killing and burning police stations, would sooner than later start killing the same people celebrating them and turn Igbo land into a war zone where no one will be safe and commercial activities will be granted. And of course, war zones are the places where heinous crimes like rape, robbery, stray bullets, and the whole collateral damage are very common. Regrettably, just like our people in the Northeast, they never saw it coming this way, and those few ones who understood the language were silenced to save their lives and family. Others who were bold enough to speak up were labeled as traitors. They are labeled as traitors, unpatriotic Fulani slaves, and non-original Igbos. They first started shifting from killing and attacking security facilities and personnel to government officials who are none other than their own people. I remember watching a video in the social media stream of a special advisor to one of the governors in the East who was captured and treated in a horrible way. They stripped him, cut off his manhood, and videoed him sitting in chains like a dog. They orchestrated the killings of a former High Court judge and a director of the Scientific Equipment Development Institute in Enugu State. They killed Gulak and the former presidential advisor for being Fulani, for being the Fulani spokesperson who they detest. These prominent people are from the same land they claim to fight for. The excessive use of brutal force and clamp down on anyone who disagrees with their agenda and type of Biafran during the compulsory sit-at-home order to mark Biafran Day using gun and all sorts of ways to remind me of how the Boko Haram sect initially flogged men who wore trousers that exceeded the ankle, and also a number lashes for women who came out without hijab, before eventually targeting all people who disagreed with their ideology. I don't agree with most of Reno Omokri's submissions, but reading this article on Nnamdi Kanu's type of Biafra, where tyranny, total control, inequity for minority groups, in which dictatorship and brutality for people who especially disagree with him will reign in inevitable. It is no longer a prediction under emerging realities if actualized. Taking into action the compulsory sit-at-home directive by the IPOB, still Nnamdi Kanu is released. Innocent people were killed and commercial and government activities in the region were grounded as well. But for some mysterious reasons, the locals were still convinced that the people being killed are either traitors or were killed by Fulani herdsmen. This reminds me of the Turkish proverbs that the forest was shrinking, but the tree keeps voting for the voting for axe, because he convinced them that he is one of them, as his handle is made of wool. The truth remains that they are villains posing as heroes. Thank you, viewers, for listening to this news. You have listened and you have heard what this writer have just written concerning Biafra, concerning Eastern Security Network, their plans to make Nnamdi Kanu be released from DSS custodies, and the introduction of sit-at-home order every Monday. They said this is because they want Nnamdi Kanu's release. If they refuse to release Nnamdi Kanu, that this sit-at-home order will continue.